What if everything we think we know about death is wrong? What if the moment your heart stops beating is the moment you wake up somewhere else? Where do we go when we die? It's a question as old as time, one that unites kings and beggars, scientists and shamans, children and elders. And yet, no one really knows. We live with it. We run from it. We try to understand it, but death refuses to explain itself. And maybe that's what makes it so terrifying. From the moment we're born, we begin a journey towards something we cannot avoid. But what lies beyond the final breath? A light? A void? Another world? Or a truth so strange we've forgotten how to see it? Across time, humans have searched for answers. Some believe in heaven, a perfect place, a reward. Others fear hell, punishment for a life gone wrong. Some speak of reincarnation, that we live again and again and again until we learn what we're meant to know. And then there are those who say, there's nothing, just silence, just black. But what if they're all wrong? Let's start with what we think we know. Science tells us that when the brain dies, consciousness fades. The body shuts down, organs fail, and then stillness. But in recent decades, that story has begun to unravel. People who were declared clinically dead, no heartbeat, no brain activity, have returned with astonishing stories. They describe floating above their bodies, watching doctors work, moving through tunnels, meeting people they lost long ago. Some describe seeing everything, but feeling nothing. Others say they felt more alive than ever. And while skeptics claim these are hallucinations caused by a dying brain, there's a problem. Some of these experiences happen when there's no detectable brain function at all. So if the brain was off, who was doing the seeing? And then there are the children. All over the world, young kids have spoken of lives they shouldn't remember. Names they've never been told. Places they've never seen, but can describe in detail. A boy in India remembers being murdered in another village and finds the man who did it. A girl in the US recalls life as a World War II pilot, with details even historians didn't know. These aren't stories from horror films. These are verified, researched, and documented cases. Which raises the question, if death is the end, why do so many people remember what comes next? Now let's go deeper, to the wildest theories ever proposed. Theory 1, life is a loop. A soul enters a body, lives a life, and then starts over. Sometimes as someone else, sometimes in another world. Death isn't the end, it's the reset button. Theory 2, this world is a simulation. When we die, we log out. Our soul, or consciousness, returns to the real world. Some near-death survivors describe a sudden clarity, as if waking up from a dream, a cosmic VR headset being removed. Theory 3, death is a doorway, but to what? Some say another dimension. Some say we merge with a greater intelligence. Others claim we're judged, but not by a god, by ourselves. We feel everything we ever made others feel. The pain, the joy, the regret, the love, all of it, in one moment. And then we choose what's next. But here's the twist. What if death isn't something that happens to us? What if it's something we do every night? Some physicists believe that when we sleep, our consciousness detaches, like a signal switching frequencies. What if dreams aren't dreams, but fragments of another reality? What if you've died thousands of times and just forgot? What if you're dying right now? And this life is the memory you see before the next one begins. Suddenly everything feels unstable, but also strangely familiar. And here's the most chilling idea of all. What if death is not a mystery, but a secret? What if someone, or something, already knows what happens when we die, and doesn't want us to remember? The veil between life and death might not be there to protect us. It might be there to control us. So ask yourself, why do some people see the same symbols, the same tunnels, the same light? Why do we instinctively fear the dark, even before we're old enough to understand death? And why, above all, do we keep asking the same question generation after generation? Where do we go when we die? Maybe we go where we believe we will. Maybe belief is the vehicle and the destination. Or maybe we return to answer the question all over again. So what do you believe? Is death a wall or a mirror? Is it the end or the real beginning? And when your time comes, will you be ready? If you're brave enough to ask the questions others run from, you're not alone. Subscribe, because the truth about death might be hiding in the one place we never look, inside us. And now consider this. What if we've already seen death in moments we don't remember? Ever had a dream so real you couldn't tell if it was life? Ever felt like time skipped, like you left and came back? Some theorists suggest we die more often than we realize in parallel timelines, in near misses, in moments that glitch. But our consciousness shifts and keeps going. It's not just philosophy. Some physicists believe time doesn't move forward. Not really. That all moments exist at once. So what if dying isn't about going somewhere, but waking up in a different point in the pattern? And here's the haunting part. What if where we go isn't the same every time? Some souls might return to this earth. Others go elsewhere. And some, the ones who can't let go, might stay behind. Not alive, not fully gone. Just watching. Ghosts. Echoes. Presences in empty rooms. Maybe they're not haunting us. Maybe they're stuck, confused, waiting to remember what comes next. Or maybe they're us, stuck between lives, caught in questions we haven't finished asking. So where do we go when we die? Maybe into memory, maybe into light, maybe into something so vast, so silent, that even the stars can't explain it. But whatever it is, it's not random. It's personal, precise, perhaps even chosen, which means how we live might shape what comes next. And if that's true, if death is not the end but the next chapter, then life is the question, and death is the answer. If you feel it, deep down, that something waits beyond this world, then subscribe, because the veil is thin, and someone somewhere is listening.